Hello, my friends. Have you been told that there's no cure for your health challenge? It could be a form of a chronic illness or a chronic condition, an autoimmune disease, that you were told that there was no way of ever recovering or healing yourself from. Well, I'm here to share with you a very different story. Please meet Martha. She's one of my overcomers, and her story is going to show you that no matter how long you've been dealing with your condition, you can heal yourself. Anything is possible when you believe it.
Only been in the program about 3-4 weeks, but I've seen some great improvements, Bonnie. So that has been a beautiful and unexpected thing. When you've tried everything for decades and really you've gotten very little results, you don't expect much, really. And so when I joined, I was just thinking, I'll get some new ideas, some things like that. But I've had some unexpected wins. For decades, I have always woken up with a feeling of terror. And I mean real, genuine terror. And I'm sure it all stems from some childhood trauma I had. But I would wake up with a feeling of terror, and it took me a couple of hours to get out of it. And then I had a lot of dread throughout the day. And then when I went to bed at night, Bonnie, I would usually cry over something. And that was just my pattern. And I had done that so many years that I really didn't even think anything about it. I didn't think I had a choice about it. I really just viewed it, I was stuck with it. After about 3 weeks in this program, it all just miraculously went away. I couldn't believe it. I really could not believe it because it was like I remember one morning getting up and then after about an hour thinking, I'm not terrified. I'm not terrified. And that night, I didn't feel weepy before I went to bed. And my husband even said, Hey, you're not crying about anything. And I thought, no, I'm not. So that was the most life altering change I've had. It was just going through your program that made the difference.
We know everything is vibration based upon our emotions. Can you imagine what that did to your body, Martha? Waking up every single morning for decades in a state of terror.
Can you imagine? Can you
And
imagine
then,
your cortisol and everything just going on full gas pedal down from the moment you woke up? And then it became dread. Oh, what new symptoms might I get today? Oh, might I have an exacerbation today? It quickly morphed into an MS related fear.
oh,
So
wow.
I had fear going like nobody's business.
We already are in a state of fear, even before the challenge, most of us, just without even knowing it. It feels so normal because that's what we've
Normal.
always been.
That's right. It's so abnormal, but it feels completely normal because it's all you know. I'd tried therapy for years. I had tried medications. I'd tried everything under the sun, and nothing got at it. I would lay on the bed, say I'm doing my exercises, whatever. Um, Bonnie, could not lift my left leg really at all. And I could lift my right leg some, but I couldn't lift my left leg. And that was like bending them up to your waist, up under your hips. I couldn't do that. And it's probably been, gosh,
So meaning you weren't able to bend them at all,
no.
right?
And
Or
it's
lift
probably,
them.
that's right. It's been about 6 years. Out of the blue one day, I can bring both my legs up under my hips and just with ease.
That is not minor. I'm sorry, but anybody
No,
else think that's not minor?
no, it's not minor. And I
That's
mean,
huge.
after 6 years of nothing.
Amazing. Oh my goodness, Martha. And you're just getting started.
I know, I really do feel like, Bonnie, instead of dread through the day, I kind of feel anticipation about, gosh, I wonder what'll improve. I wonder
Yeah.
what improvement is on the way that I don't even know.
Wow, that is so beautiful. Oh, it just brings so much joy in my heart hearing you say that, sharing that.
Honey, I had just gone recently to Dr. Joe's workshop, his advanced week-long workshop, and I did not get selected as a healee. And I was devastated because all his stories of transformation, it seemed like everyone began with, I was fortunate enough to be selected as a healee. And then they had these supernatural things happen. And I remember thinking, well, God, I guess that won't work for me. I remember you told me, you said no, so you didn't get picked as a healee, but you'll just make all these changes gradually. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember thinking, really? You really think I can do that? And Bonnie, it's working out exactly that way. My changes have come in functional ways too. Like I was at the hair salon, and I usually get my hair done sitting in my walker,
Mm-hmm.
because it's just
Mm-hmm.
easier to get up there. And I was looking kind of longingly at her chair at her station, and it was all padded and it looked so comfortable. And I thought, gosh, I wonder if I could get up in that chair. And I thought, because of these recent successes, I thought, I think I'll give it a try. And I stood up, I walked backwards, I stepped over the foot bar that's under the chair. I stepped over the foot bar, walking backwards, and I
Okay.
sat in the chair. Even my hairdresser was like, "Wow, look at you!" And I was like, "Oh, that's how these functional changes will come, one at a time."
Yes. Oh my gosh. And each one is such a blessing when they happen.
You appreciate them so much because you haven't had them for so long. I've had this disease since the 1990s, and
Mm-hmm.
so really, I've tried everything. I've tried
Yeah.
special diets. I've tried
Mm-hmm.
exercise programs. I've tried everything.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the only program that I've done where I was surprised by improvements.
Mm-hmm.
There is such a level of hope that I have that I hadn't had in any of other program. And to be surprised by change, not thinking you had to bring it about yourself. Oh, I got to do more physical therapy and maybe I'll be able to do one thing a little better.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just I got to change my consciousness
Yes.
and my energy. I see now I was addicted to all these negative emotions and I just went into them every day. It felt like me, right?
Yes,
It's what
right.
my being
That's what you're
felt like.
used to. Right.
Yeah.
That's how you
And
knew yourself.
that's how I knew myself. Bonnie, I remember you getting your testimonial. You said you were in the hospital and you were telling the doctors and the nurses, I'm going to heal myself and I want to teach people how to do it. And I remember thinking, really? She was thinking that in the hospital? And I go, that's truly, Bonnie, what you're doing.
What a beautiful share. And I'm sure that it must have inspired others to know that this can be your truth as well. It really can.